Let's take a little more in-depth look at the Arduino board and to point out some things to, especially for new users, uh, to get you more acclimated with the layout of this board. So first thing is the board needs 5 volts in order to be powered up, and that can come in one of two ways. First way being through this power connector port here. And this simply is, you know, you have a connector going from the wall, um, going from your wall to this port right here. Another way, which is the way I'll be using throughout most of the projects, is through this USB port. I pointed out earlier that you will need a USB cable, and so, you know, one end obviously will plug into the USB port on the computer. That other end of the cable will plug right in here. This is also where, of course, where the programs that you write, you can download them, and it will come through this port here. Um, and this is also, it'll also supply 5 volts to your board as well. This button, this is actually a push button, and this is the reset. Right? Most programmable devices have a reset button that will allow you to pretty much start over or erase what you currently have stored on that device. These here, these are LEDs, light emitting diodes. So these are transmit and receive LEDs. And these, as you are downloading a program onto your board, um, you'll see this, it kind of, it'll blink. As you are transmitting something from the board, they'll blink as well. So it just kind of gives you, just verifies that something is happening um, with your board. This LED is used, you know, we can say this is a test LED. And what this is it allows you to test code or debug code. So a common test code is blink, to where, you know, you write something and you want this, you want to see, you write a code for blinking, LED blinking. Rather than hook up an external LED, they have one built into the circuitry of the board here, where you can test that code and see if it's working. Um, so that way you don't have a lot of extra things to hook up. Next is this section here. These are all your digital uh, ports here, your digital input, output ports here. So it's important to note that when it comes to digital, that it's either on or it's off. Either the signal is there or it's not. And in this case, 5 volts. So it's either going to be 0 or 5. There's no in between. Now, if you want to have variation, like something in between, on or off, that's where you would use these analog ports here. Right? Oops. Right. And now this LED right here, this is your power LED. So this lets you know if you have sufficient power being supplied to your board, either through your connector or your USB. And if you do, you'll see this light up here. All right, this is your microcontroller. This is the most important thing on this board. Controller. All right, it's basically the heart of your Arduino board. So anything happens to this, the rest of the board will die. So make sure that as you're handling the board, that you take extra care with this particular chip here. Next is these two pins right here. These are, I'm not sure if you're familiar with this symbol yet. You may have seen this. This is ground. And then this pin right here, this is 5 volts. So this will supply 5 volts coming out and going to your breadboard, and this is where you would ground. So basically, you would complete your circuit by running a pin back through here through ground. And as we build our circuits, this will be um, the two pins that we go to the most. All right, and so this is basically just a general overview. Hopefully that if you're new to this board, um, it's a little less intimidating. And also just to point out, here's where your main area of focus should be while we're using this board.